Hi folks, hope you're okay today. Love to everybody out there. Just a quick video to let you know I'm doing a one-on-one with Jaybo tonight, about 10 p.m. English time. So that's 10 p.m. English time, one-on-one with Jaybo. I'm hoping if I can get him to get John McDropout if he's free. Message him today. I'll see if he messages me back. Hoping that he can come on tonight about 10 p.m. and just do half an hour with me, chatting about last night's show on secular ethics and Christian ethics. And maybe there's a couple of Christians who wanted to come on, and maybe one or two others wanted to come on but didn't get a link. You're more than welcome to come, and I'm just gutted that Iron Cross didn't get a link, and a couple of other Christians as well. The reason is I just saw today Iron Cross's comment, and when last night when the show was on, I didn't know what was going on, who was commentating under the video. If I'd have seen that, I'd have sent you a link straight away, Iron Cross, because I love you, bro, and I got tons of respect for you, mate, and I just wish you would have been able to come on last night. And some of the other Christians as well. There was one or two other Christians that are cool people, that are lovely people, and it would have been great to have you on. So anyhow, tonight I'll send Iron Cross a link if you want to come on, mate. If you're not free, don't worry about it, but it'll be 10 p.m. English time, and I'll put the link underneath the video. Now it's not a wise thing to do that, but just in case some people wanted to come on last night but weren't able to come on, the link will be there. But that's not an opportunity for some of my old enemies to jump me on the Google Hangouts, so just stay away and let us do our thing, if that's okay. Last night was good. You could feel the warmth, the love in the Google Hangout, and what that meant is there was an opportunity to talk about topics and move into discussion where you wouldn't normally be able to do that. It freed up the discussion, I thought, and I enjoyed listening to people's stories, people's thoughts, what they had to say. I learned to understand people in a different way last night, and I hope people got something from me. I think a couple of things out of the Google Hangout last night I just want to mention. It was mentioned by Christopher Mouty that there's variety in Christian ethics and secular ethics, and I totally agree with that. But also I think that there are some basics in Christian ethics that Christians from all spectrums do share, is the role of the Ten Commandments, and the basic gospel of who Jesus is, and that he is the God-man, that he died, that he rose, and these are basics that most Christian denominations do share. So there is diversity, but there is some core values as well, I think, that unite most Christians, or should unite most Christians. The other thing is, Cliff Jumper made a good point about evolution. I've said in the past that it's amoral, and he asked me about that, and I didn't hear fully what he actually said, so I just went off on this issue of power. And what I was trying to say is that if you look at the Enlightenment, you look at modernity, there was this issue of power, of controlling meta-narratives, and what I was trying to say is that evolution is part of that. That's how I see evolution. But that didn't fully answer what Cliff Jumper was asking. So to answer that question, how do I say that evolution is amoral, and yet Cliff Jumper is saying that we have moral attributes, that we're able to do things, we build hospitals, etc. And I would say, well, that's the problem with evolution. There's a disconnect there. And if you go on to Stanford University, you look at their paper on evolutionary psychology, they show you that it's not taken seriously academically, because what we do is we try to use evolution to explain our moral behavior, yet what we're doing is we're just imposing our moral values onto the scientific information that we're trying to read within animals. So that's an example of this, how there is circular argument going on there, using evolution to explain morals, but we're using our morals to explain evolution. So there is a disconnect. Hume's guillotine, there is ought distinction, that there is, we can't get an ought from an is, and basically you've got a noun and you've got a verb, and how do you get the noun and the verb to connect from evolution or from nature? Is nobody has really worked that out. There are people trying to say that there is a way out of this problem, but nobody really knows how to get out of that problem. My spin on the is ought distinction is more simpler and a different nuanced understanding. For me, nature doesn't tell you what is right. Excuse me. It doesn't tell you what is right or wrong, and therefore it is amoral. And so you're using an amoral system to build a moral system, and that there's a disconnect in the foundation there. And it comes down to what kind of model you're trying to use. Are you trying to explain everything from nature? And I would say that nature cannot carry the weight to explain rationality. It cannot explain the weight of, it cannot carry the weight of explaining morality. I believe that we have to posit a transcendent God to explain rationality and morality. The fact is that if you look at the conversation last night, most of the people were moving towards the golden rule, and that is something that we all share, and that does not sit well with an evolutionary model. It does sit well with a more transcendent model, because it shows you that there is something, we have been created in the image of God to have empathy and relationship, and that explains it better than say that we're just purely a historical phenomenon where it's been a history of change. And there have been changes, obviously we have changed in our perception and our understanding, but in that change there has been certain things, certain general goals that humanity has shared in all ages and all times. It's never really been a virtue, I don't think. I mean, there might have been one or two societies, but it's never been a virtue of most societies in most stages to steal someone's wife. For your own pleasure, or steal someone's husband for your own pleasure. What I'm saying is, there seems to be, you could bring up exceptional cases, but it seems to, in history and in cultures, but it seems to be there are some general things that human nature has shared throughout history, and we sum it up in the golden rule. I don't see how evolution explains that fully. That's just one area. It's not eloquent. I think No Plum 99 did a video on that a few years ago. He's an atheist, and I think Jason Peterson and Dustin Seegers have done some interesting videos on morality. Go and have a look at what they have to say. But we can continue the discussion later on tonight and see how it goes. Yeah, so evolution, amoral, moral, there is ought distinction, I think, deals with that. Alright, thank you for listening and take care. So if you want to see me tonight, one-on-one with Jaybo, see me at 10 PM tonight English time. We'll be on for 1 hour. That's an opportunity to bust each other's chops in a friendly way. Alright, take care, God bless.